Yo,
Victor.
can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, Victor.
Beto, okay. All right, yeah. All right, cool. We're just gonna give it a few minutes. Let's give it a few minutes, see if anybody else jumps in. If not, we'll get straight to it. So, what up? You got me and Weston here.
I got
Now,
family.
hey, Mods, you got Beto. I'm sure Luke P is gonna pass by at some point. And I know we've got a game and jam session as well tomorrow, so we'll get more of the game guys on that. But I'm gonna take a bit of silence for the next, I don't know, 60 to 120 seconds. See if anyone else jumps in there. And then, yeah, we can get to it, boys and girls, and everything in between.
MC Hammer?
What up? No MC Hammer today, man.
No
In the MC Hammer mood. No MC Hammer, man. This is strictly business, man. Yo, shout out to Becky, brother. You finally got your follow. Hope you're happy with that. All right, gonna give it a few seconds more. Shout out Smoke, brother. Appreciate everything you do. Shout out the Mad Queen. Shout out Beto. Yo, Beto. If anybody doesn't know, like one of the last TikTok shorts has just got 1.6 million views in how many hours, Beto? Which is fucking incredible.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Why have you gone quiet? Hello? Have I gone quiet?
No, I don't see it. Can you guys hear me?
Listening.
Okay.
Beto. Beto's gone quiet. Anyway, yeah, some of the TikTok shots are doing really well. And I was just saying one of them went to 1.6 million. I'll let Beto talk on it when he comes back alive. But I don't know if he's been deafened. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean when somebody's been deafened on here? So that means he can't hear us, right?
On the toilet.
Probably on the toilet. But let me try and undeafen the guy because that ain't right. I need this guy. Server mute, server deafen, unless he's done it himself.
It's funny that it's a different thing than being muted.
If anyone is knows what to do on the mod side, let's get that sorted. All right, he's back. Beto.
Yo.
I was just saying that, big shout out to Beto. One of our last TikToks just did 1.6 million views in I don't know how many hours. So I was giving you an opportunity to talk about that, but I think you went to the toilet in your moment of praise.
Oh, what a great moment to be absent. Yeah, it's been interesting with the content creator group, especially this last month. Like the first month, honestly, we took talented people and we thought about it in a way that, hey, why not let people just create with their strengths, right? If they're content creators, let them use their strengths. And for 1 month we did that. And then I was like, damn, like we're actually trying to create group content at best. Why not systemize things a bit more and try to do things together? And this second month has been so much better. Some people have had unbelievable success, and now the main accounts of My Pet Hooligan are starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, and it's like quite a lot of recent feedback that we've, especially from some of the kind of influencers within the crypto world, has been like, we fucking love Hooli, we love the brand, we love the IP. Start to expand more onto the social channels outside of Web3. Like you guys do a lot on X. Like X should be your least priority right now. Like focus on TikTok. Really kind of blow up Hooli, kind of similar to how Pudgies did with their Instagram, right? Like Pudgies have an Instagram account which has absolutely nothing to do with crypto on it. So they're like, do that, make people resonate with the character. And once people resonate with the character, they're going to be like, okay, they've also got a game that this guy's in. Let me go check that out. So that's something that I'm definitely kind of looking more towards is like, what can we do? Like a lot of our content's mainly kind of Web3 based. It doesn't really resonate with the wider world, but the character Hooli can resonate with the wider world, not wilder world, but wider world, right?
It's like, for sure. We know that like Hooli is kind of an irreverent sort of,
exactly.
And
it's like there's plenty of stuff for social commentary. There's plenty of shit going on in the world right now that Hooli can have a lot of fun on. But anyway, we'll come back to that in a sec. Let's kind of get to this. Shout out LB, miss you. Not seen you in a while. Not heard from you. Sorry if I've not been here. Shout out Dennis Jacobs, Lovebug. Lovebug is LB. Rage Restart, Ryan Bull, loving all the skateboarding you're doing. Like everything you guys do, we do see. And we kind of really appreciate it as well.
So
Not
much
kind of
appreciated.
but
Yeah,
definitely appreciate it.
it's incredibly appreciated, guys.
All right. Anyway, let's get to it. I think we've got enough heads in here to get started. But it's been a while since we've had a reverse AMA. This isn't quite a reverse AMA, but it's more of a listening session. The original intention of the Ramas, and I guess a lot of you miss them as well, was for the community to speak, bring ideas, suggestions, us take notes. Kind of died down because as we were kind of progressing through it, the back and forth died down, and it just became kind of single direction updates from me and Wes, right? But hopefully we can use the session to get a little bit more insight, input, some of your ideas and suggestions down. We're here to take notes. Yeah, we will for sure answer some questions as well that you guys have got. And I know a lot of you, or definitely a lot of people within Discord and X, also have a lot of frustration. So let's break shit down. Some of you believe the team's going in the direction you want. Some of you don't. Right? Sentiments at an all-time low. General crypto markets in fear. NFT markets in extreme fear. Games, Web3 games are shutting down left, right, and center. Gaming KOLs have either gone quiet or they're fighting each other these days, which is pretty interesting. But today's not about excuses. It's about you telling us what's broken, us taking notes with the intention of fixing some things and seeing what are the areas that we can make better. You got me, Wes, the mods, and Beto here today, and we are going to be feeding everything back to the exec team and hope to take action where we can. Just so you guys are aware, we ain't giving up. We've never given up. We're here to listen, and yeah, like I said, we're going to answer some questions, but we want to know from you guys what you're feeling, what you want us to improve on, and what we can do to add more value and rebuild that once very much so feared community that we had that was at the forefront of Web3, and people wanted to join forces with the hooligans. People wanted to be a hooligan. People wanted to vibe with us. People wanted to collaborate with us. We need to see how we can kind of build that back up and be that strong, and be that strong force again. So we are here to listen, but like I said, we're going to answer some questions as well. There is a hell of a lot in the hopper over the next few months to do. There's never any slowing down over here. It's always kind of full steam ahead. Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, we kind of want to rest, but you don't always see that, right? It's kind of like I've always said it before, and I kind of wish we just had a CCTV camera up in the studio that could just see everybody working their ass off, putting in all this hard work. And sometimes, to be fair to some of the teams who are not necessarily on the forefront of, kind of X and Twitter and Web3, sometimes I kind of feel bad for the wider team, and often it's disheartening when there's a team of people that are dedicated to delivering projects, constantly working their asses off, coming to work, really motivated with a mission. Often it becomes just completely subject to for people wanting to take things down to pieces due to token values. And yes, all that stuff is important, but it's also important that the team does carry on committing to what continue to drive on, show on, because the team don't have the benefit of crashing out, right? Because if the team crash out, then who's there to deliver against everything we're trying to deliver against? So the team is one key to continuing what we're doing, driving forward the mission, which hasn't wavered since day one. We are knocking off milestones. We're putting new milestones on the board, and we're committed to knocking them off as well. There is a call it what you want paper out there that the team put a lot of effort into doing, pretty well produced. So, if you do want to kind of delve more into that and what we're trying to do out here, definitely do that. But that's it for the start. I'm sure a lot of topics are going to get covered here, but let's get to it. I don't know if anyone else wants to add anything, Beto, any of the mods, or should we just kick in?
I think we are here to listen. I would have 10 stories I want to share with the community, but that's probably tomorrow then as they play with the devs.
Okay, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that there is a game with the dev session tomorrow as well. So you want to get more involved in some of the game stuff, some of the stuff. Yeah. I heard there's a whole new gadget play. I saw that sticky hand in the last behind the scenes, which looked insane. So there's a hell of a lot cooking over there. I can hear some voices coming from. I don't know.
So I will
Sounds like
mention
a
at
job,
this
it sounds
point.
like.
If you
Sky
want to
Mills. Yo, Sky Mills, I'm just gonna have to unless you got something to say right now, I'm just gonna have to briefly put you on mute. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, it's my bad.
All right, no problems, brother. All right, cool. So let's go to it. I know, Petty, you've already been kind of jamming away in the DMs. So I don't know if you want to open up, Petty, and get stuck in, man.
Yeah. Can I talk?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Yeah, but can you all hear me properly?
We can all hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Okay. So you got a pen to write stuff down, yeah?
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally got my pen. I've written your name down, Petty, and
Right.
I've started the first bullet point.
Right, I want to go through a few things, yeah? Say, for
Go.
example, sometimes I get my words muddled up, so you'll have to try and bear with me, yeah?
Don't
So-
worry,
you're good.
I've got the
worries, no
benefit
worries.
of understanding British.
Okay, right then, let's start off with SK and the ranking system, yeah?
Yeah.
So, we could have 2 player ranking systems, one for the holding
Yeah.
ranking, yeah, and a player one. So basically, all them who are in the diamond tier, there's another ranking system for the diamond tier. So say for example, the 76 account.
Yeah. Right.
Then 76 accounts can now be competitive, like earning street cred and getting top 1, 2, or 3 position within 30 days before it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that will show you who's actually active and who's just holding NFTs and just claiming SK. So you got 2 player ranking systems. Now
So you got one for holders and one for players. That's what you're saying.
yeah, but the player side, it starts off at 0 SK. So say I jump on and earn 1,100, and then somebody else jumps on, earns 1,500, and then you'll have like 76 people all flipping each other trying to get to the top.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I kind of get what you're saying, but what's confusing me is the diamond when you mentioned the diamond tier. So let's say if we've got one list just for holders, so like these are guys that are not necessarily playing. Are you saying, or they're playing and holding? And then you've got
all right. Let's do this then.
Break it down for me, bro.
You got your diamond tier, your gold, your silver, and your green, whatever you call it, yeah, for the holders. Yeah. But have a player ranking for all players basically, where it's 0 SK, yeah, and they're basically battling it out to get to number 1 spot.
Right. Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So nobody's got like 1.6 million on a leaderboard. People are not motivated, yeah, to even attempt to move up that leaderboard because it's impossible.
You're right. You're right. And to be fair, like just to comment on that, and I'll let Beto jump in as well. This is one of the, because obviously the studio has been working with Animoca Brands as well recently, as you know. This is one of the kind of things that they brought up.
Rebalancing and making
rebalancing the leaderboard, because they have felt like it's heavily kind of geared towards holders and not necessarily players. And like we also want to get more and more players in the game, kind of working towards that as well. So
especially
you're definitely on the ball there, and there's a lot of people that kind of share your thoughts there as well. So Petty's on it.
Yeah, I'm on that, but I've got something else to say.
All right. Okay, cool. I don't know if you want to say anything on that either, Beto, before he jumps on to the next point. Up to you. But if not, let's let Petty go, bro.
Right now.
Petty's cooking. Go for it, Petty. That's point 1.
Right.
Point 1.
You also, there's going to be a rare NFT skin, yeah, which we're going to be able to claim, say.
Yep.
So make it rare as well. It's going to be the first one on Studio Chain. So why don't you give it proper utility from the get-go? So basically, if you're wearing that skin in the game, say you earn 250 SK in a game round, it's automatically 2x, yeah?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another one could be, it's an automatic having in your wallet diamond tier, yeah? So then, now understand this, you are giving the NFT to diamond tier holders, yeah, in the first place.
Yes.
They aren't going to let go of that diamond tier for peanuts because it's an automatic entry to diamond tier. It's the equivalent of like 10 NFTs.
Okay.
I think I'm following you.
Yeah, for having the rare skin, right?
Yeah, utility for it. You want utility there so then people can see the true value of it, equivalent of so many NFTs. It's a multiplier for SK, which people can be like, well, hold on a minute. If benefits get even better in the future, this goddamn NFT is going to be even valuable.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And it's a limited supply of 76.
And that was always the intention of all the on-chain items, right? They're going to either give you boosters or give you more. In this case. So you're on
totally speaking our language here, Petty. Yeah, absolutely.
I always speak your language. That's why I'm here.
That's sweet. Yeah, he does actually. He speaks British. What else you got for us, Petty?
I got a lot of stuff really. I would like to be gifted as well eventually. I've seen an NFT on OpenSea, and I really would like AMGI to give it me.
Which one?
I've sent it in the Twitter DM.
All right, let's do. All right, we'll have a look at that after the session, man. Let's see what we can do for you, brother.
I would love that. I'm telling you now.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. But let's see what we can do. But all right, cool. Do you want to do any like I want to open it up to other people who want to kind of comment on the two things that you've said there. Does anyone else who's got any comments around that, or you like it? Let's get some other involvement on that before Petty goes on to his next point.
The street cred.
So the street cred and the on-chain items on Studio Chain.
Yeah. I can jump in. Before this current street cred season, ideally we were looking at the technical implementation where we could have made it so that everyone is equally motivated and able to grind for the top spots, and we would have done that by adding this kind of 10x multiplier for the players. Then it would have meant that practically if someone uses a lot of time, they see that, hey, actually I can win this entire thing if I just play enough. And with the system that we had in October, it was not possible. So that's why we heavily focused on the tiers instead, because we knew that grinding the leaderboards would not have been motivating for the players, as Petty mentioned. And that explains why such a focus on these tiers rather than like many games have done top 100 leaderboard, you get prizes or something like that. But we knew that it wouldn't be fair in this case. So ideally in the future, we would have a system where the earning potential for a player from playing is high enough so that they can compete with the biggest holders if they sacrifice their most valuable resource, which is time. So you can think about it from an angle of what is a user contributing to the ecosystem. Are they contributing resources as time, money, or something else? I think the reason that was holding us back was on the back end, because we would have needed a game update to be able to change that one parameter. We could change some other things, but we couldn't make it level with players and holders in October because of this back-end thing. But it was definitely on the table in discussions, and we'll be looking at it when we drop our next game update, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that was also a consideration here for October was it was pretty clear there was the kind of Hooli exposure thing to that, which I'm sure will come up as well in this conversation. And obviously, feedback definitely kind of taken on board for the community in terms of that. So I don't know if anyone wants to jump into that, but we can talk about that as well at some point during the session. So that was another factor in there, and kind of looking to see, okay, cool, for this particular leaderboard, we also wanted to look after holders and big holders, people who've been been on that side, on the Web3 side as well, because it was a Web3 activation, whereas the rebalance can now take place
more towards
players, because ultimately with any product, right, you want to get as many people into the product as possible. The more people in the products, the more everything kind of rises. Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely kind of the case as well. Like that kind of solves more players pretty much solves all problems.
One quick thing.
Yeah.
Competitive play keeps servers busy as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Big time.
And that's what you need. People, newbies, to be coming in, seeing instead of coming into a group of bots.
Yeah. Okay. Competitive players servers busy. All right. Agreed. Okay. And then like we've always kind of toyed with different ideas of what we can do to kind of help with that competitive play, whether it was kind of wagering, what are the legalities around that,
right?
What else can we do to give people that extra kind of adrenaline rush there. You know, we definitely can do that with some of the Web3 activations that are coming in the game, for including, you know, the first couple that are up, as you can see on the Call It What You Want paper, is Metal Mania, which is a whole kind of collection into the chess pieces, and also the others. That will definitely spur on some more competitiveness. But then, you know, also, you know, as it touched on the Call It What You Want paper, is, you know, we've always wanted to do the kind of, you know, the wagering and battling side of it, like, you know, PvP. Obviously, a lot of legality to kind of go through there.
We've learned a lot about gambling.
There was, a lot about gambling laws. There was a third party partner that we were working with, which has now gone under, probably because of those laws as well. But like where it's on, like when it comes to using a crypto token in particular, like say somebody's wagering an NFT or somebody's wagering something like Carrot, that's a lot more difficult than to say like wagering street cred. What it is it's skill based, right? So it's not an element of luck. So the whole way the kind of gambling system works here is, if it's pure luck, it's gambling. But when it's skill based, it's not necessarily considered gambling. But then when you have a financial instrument, and like, you know, if there's an entry fee or a commission that the house takes, then it also kind of falls within kind of those, you know, some of those rules here. So there's always a lot.
It's a fine line to.
Yeah, it's never easy trying to, you know, if you've got a concept that you know is going to work and you're excited about, actually trying to make that legally possible within the United States of America just becomes a little bit more difficult. So on the street cred side, it's fine, but when it comes to kind of more harder assets, it's a bit more difficult. But, you know, we're continuing to kind of work on that and see what we can do to make that possible. And then this is why, you know, with a lot of projects, you'll see they don't allow the US to enter. They'll block it. You know, people might, they do KYC, people might get in through VPNs, etc. But you know, ultimately,
still limits. Yeah,
it limits, and then
and
then your company's always liable to it as well. So you know, that's why some of this stuff that is really exciting, that we really want to do and can make a big difference, does take a little bit more time and consideration. I don't know. All right, yeah, that was based on the competitive thing. Okay, cool. On one page of notes in so far, that's an A4 page. I'm flipping it over to the next page. All right, well, what else we got? People, talk to us, man. We can talk about socials, we could talk about game, we could talk about Web3, we could talk about Web3 activations, we could talk about comms, transparency, anything you guys, ideas, suggestions, anything you guys want to bring to the table. You know, bring it to the table. Also, you know, any of the mods, if the stuff you guys are seeing coming up time and time again, let's bring it out. Let's have the conversation.
Yo, are these SK rewards? Are they going to continue on going every month, or?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be different each month, and so it's not something that it's something like on a month-by-month basis, and looking at the activation, the campaign that we're running. So it's not something that's necessarily always going to be the same each month. But overall, you know, if like street cred is meant as a reward system.
Yeah, and it's like so far it's been because the Web3 activations haven't gone in the game yet. So far, it's kind of been a periphery. I can't say it. It's kind of been like peripheral to the game in that. Okay, the studio's providing these rewards from a pot or from a pool or from what, you know, we do often work with Beto on what do we think's, you know, the right thing for the season. You know, for October, you know, the intention was around kind of Hooli and locking people in for that. But once the kind of game on all the Web3 activations are in, you can actually have a hell of a lot more fun with street cred.
Exactly.
And being kind
like
of direct.
Once the kind of the on-chain loops are first sort of ignited, then the street cred will connect to those, and those sort of activations and rewards will be a little bit more intuitive, I think.
Yeah, and that is like just so I know, which is probably about Studio Chain, which is probably something I'm going to say. But that's the intention of Studio Chain, right? So like, you know, previously, you know, when looking at having the Carrot syncs in game, and you know, it's as you guys have learned kind of with our projects, and you know, like part of this project is also learning from the community, right? When
very much so, yeah.
We kind of Carrot was launched, you could have had syncs in the game in terms of Carrot, right? But then, you know, you can't use Carrot as a gas token on Ethereum. but you can use it on its own chain. So that's why Studio Chain was really important, because it takes away the need for kind of converting to another gas token or having another gas token just to use Carrot. So now with Studio Chain, Carrot is the native gas token for Studio Chain, and with the game being on Studio Chain, it allows direct use of Carrot. So Carrots can use for any purchasing. Carrot can be used for the gas fee as well. So you only need one token, whereas before you would have needed two. And also, as we know, ETH is a hell of a lot more expensive and not as efficient as kind of an L2 roll up. So that was one of the necessities of Studio Chain, and yeah, that did take a while to get out there. But what that means is we've now got the infrastructure we need to work with, to bring all those fun activations in game and directly relate them to Carrot, rather than having a bunch of different currencies, rather than having people needing to swap or exchange or buy an extra gas token.
Long term, we're just trying to make it as simple as possible for new users to come in, have to use one currency and be able to do things and get them funneled to the Web3 activations, as seamlessly as possible.
Yeah, because everything needs to be linked to Studio Chain and Carrot, the marketplace, all the in-game assets, all the purchasing, etc. So like that was really important. Like but it's kind of like a short-term pain for a longer-term gain. Like, you can do things right the first time. It might take a bit longer, or you can just try to jam in a system that will eventually give you a result. But is it efficient? Is it going to turn people away? Is it going to turn away, normies who want to play the game? And like, those are all the kind of considerations that need to go into this. And like, ultimately with the gaming products, as we can see in the Web3 space, there is a finite amount of players who are willing to delve into web, participate, right?
More so based on sort of macro like cycles, like those amounts of players, right?
Yeah, and we see that across the board. So like, even with like the biggest, most hype releases ever, like what everyone was expecting from Off the Grid is to completely take the world by storm. Like during its kind of peak of marketing, which they must have spent like several millions of dollars, even $10 million on to get all these streamers like Ninja, etc. There was a lot of attention on it, a lot of players in it, but that's slowly grinded down now. It's dissipating because it's that balance of who within the community is there to service the game, who in the community is there for speculative assets, but also as a gaming product, you want to cater for the Web3 audience, but you also ultimately, to have any chance of survival, you need to cater for general gamers. And, I don't know why we call them Web2 gamers, but let's just call them Web2 gamers. You have to cater for that as well. So that comes into a lot of the decision making on the route we want to go on the infrastructure, the considerations we want to take when, going to a Steam, going to an Xbox, because they are not mature enough for all the crypto rails as of yet. So you kind of have to work around it. And that's kind of some of the systems we've built.
And as we've said, multiple times in the past and continue to do so, is making sure that like the fundamental product needs to be there as far as the gameplay and that product market fit with like the core, with just core gamers across the board, whether they're traditional Web2 or Web3, that fundamental resonance needs to be there. And then as we've now, continued to build in the architectures that will allow for that funnel to get over to Web3 activations and ownership, then over time, making sure that product can kind of scale. That's really the kicker here. And also a big learning, for us is like all of this architecture and all of these systems are oftentimes very complex and take a long time to build. So it's been to our benefit more and more, as you were mentioning, Skyhopper, to think about these things long term, to make sure that we're building with that longevity in mind, versus trying to jam one thing in there and then realizing like, fuck, we're gonna have to change it all again. It's gonna take us another 6 months to do this. Like trying to really think this out over the course of time.
Yeah, and like you guys all know it by now. You guys have been with us for a while, so you've kind of learned some things with us, and you've seen what's happened in the gaming space in Web3 as well overall. So you guys are really intelligent as well on this stuff, and we're probably just repeating stuff you already know. So sorry about that, but yeah, and this kind of like, I might as well jump into it, right? So this kind of leads us into whilst we're doing all this game development, whilst we're getting ready for Steam, and like you guys have seen the progress this game has taken from its early days to now, right, and to what's still coming. Like if you look at the behind the scenes from this last Sunday, we saw this big sticky hand. We're now starting to see gadgets in. The team's working on co-op play, missions, more story-related stuff, and a bunch of shit I don't even know about, to be honest with you. But like, I'm always excited for what's to come. Like, and this is the thing about building with public. Like, we're seeing the feedback in real time. Like, okay, cool. Initially, some PvP modes went out. It was very limited. You're seeing the feedback. You're seeing how long people are staying in there, how many people are coming back. You can't just sustain yourself off, a couple of battle arenas and expect that's it. So having taken this learning, understanding where the market's going within gaming, understanding that, it ain't the gaming space right now isn't just about the biggest AAA shooters. It's about some of these indie plays that are coming up. Some of these kind of like more
that's an extremely different,
less put together studios who are operating on less budgets and are having incredible success with their games. And a lot of it's about co-op play. A lot of it's like, okay, cool. Me and my boys and friends and girls want to get together for, Saturday night. We're gonna order some pizzas. You're at your house, I'm at my house. Let's all hop into a new game. Let's spend $10. Let's spend $20 on this new game. Let's play it for the weekend, and we might never play it again.
Still maintaining all of our PvP and combat stuff.
But that's like a direction some games are going in now. It's not just about the gaming landscape. Isn't just about like the biggest, best, most heavily marketed competitive AAA shooter. So like we're taking a lot of that learning on board. We do have a new a marketing guru as well, who is from the traditional gaming world, who's on board with My Pet Hooligan. I don't know how long's it been now. Maybe like 4 weeks, 5 weeks,
maybe like a month. Yeah,
maybe like a month. So he's bringing a lot of insight to the table on that. And this guy's got a hell of a lot of experience, and Obeto has a lot of jamming as well. So we are bringing in the right people to help us on that side as well, from the traditional world as well as the kind of Web3 world as well. But yeah, like I know this is a listening session, but I might as well just jump into some other stuff that has kind of been a topic of conversation. But like, let's jump onto Hooli now, because like what I was trying to get to before I went off on that tangent, as I do, is all this shit takes time. Sometimes you got to break shit. Sometimes you got to rebuild it. Sometimes you got to try a new third-party solution, which doesn't really work as it was promised. Then you got to try another one, particularly in terms of on-ramps. So fiat to crypto on-ramps. I'll talk about that in a second. But, as we all think that happens, and MoonPay's great, and, Transact's great, and all these companies do it, and Third Web does it, the more you delve into it, none of them really work that well. Like you might have a 75% failure rate before you have a success rate. So there's a lot of shit that people believe works in the Web3 world, and a lot of infrastructure that people believe works that doesn't actually fucking work. And you only realize that as you try it. So there's a lot of people selling things. Yeah.
I sort of just jokingly refer to it as just, continuing to bash our heads against the wall every day and continue to make progress incrementally.
Yeah, but we're at the forefront of this, and there's absolutely no bullshit in any of this and what we're saying. Like, we're giving it to you raw. We'll give you an insight into the industry that you guys don't have, right? We're not blinded by all the promises that everything works supremely well, and like often we're having to create our own solutions that we would have thought that third-party solutions are there to help with. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, whilst all of this is going on, we want the community we wanted the community to have fun. We wanted the community to have some exciting things. We want to bring fresh blood in. We want to bring new gamers in, and one kind of source of contention over the last expand the IP of the last few weeks was probably like Hooli, right? And so I do want to touch on that, because otherwise it's an elephant in the room. So the intention for Hooli and Hooli having his own meme token was to re-energize the community, open the doors, like I said, bring some more folk in, whilst bringing some activity to Studio Chain, bringing a sync for Carrot, and delivering probably some of the best content we've ever created, actually. And there's 20 plus more episodes there in the stash as and when. But, you know, it's about having fun. No utility, no promises, no KOLs, no VCs, full unlock, you know, all the shit that people in the market were asking for in the vein of a wacky character. Like, you know, the reality situation was this. Like, you know, it's been difficult with the state of the market and the state, you know, of our community, unfortunately, to bring more folk in. Like, gaming narratives at an all-time low. Most people's bags are down in and outside of crypto, even in MPH as well. Let's not pretend they're not. You know, there's not a lot of motivation within the Web3 space for people to enter into new projects or to explore or say, I want to get my toes wet in this, which there is normally when the market's doing extremely well, right? Which, you know, I'd say for a lot of altcoins, alts have been going down steadily since probably November, December 2024, around about that point. You know, we're seeing a bunch of gaming KOLs shitting on gaming now. You know, then people are coming to our Discord and X account, seeing a lot of our, you know, own people, you know, not necessarily playing ball or not, you know, being disruptive. So it's kind of been an uphill battle on all fronts. So, no, the intention of Hooli was like, you know, we wanted new energy, wanted some new blood. Hooli was a way that, you know, the studio could give back to the community and bring in some more folk with the offer of something fresh and new that the studio's in control of. You know, the studios doesn't own Carrot, right? But it would be in control of Hooli. So we know, like, some of you liked the idea and got it, and some of you didn't, and, you know, were very kind of vocal about it. But
I love the idea.
Yeah, we know you do, Petty. But like I'm saying,
it makes sense though. It makes sense. You're bringing the whole Mimi space to My Pet Hooligan.
Yeah, I mean, Hooli's definitely the right character for it, right? But at the same time, it's like, you know, the studio, we do listen, right? The team listens, and, you know, we see the backlash on some of that. But, you know, also just understand, like, we're always trying to do new things, test different things, see what the reaction's like. But it's also, you know, it's all in the intention of how do we bring more energy back? How do we get fresh blood in? How do we get people, you know, trying out the game who've never tried it out? But how do we give people a new incentive? And how do we also kind of push back into Studio Chain and Carrot as well? So just so you guys know, like, you know, the studio ain't trying to do nothing fucking stupid or nothing disruptive or nothing to destroy everything that, you know, we've all collectively built here for 3-4 years.
Can I just say something? Something?
Go for it.
Basically,
Yeah.
Say if I'm wrong, Carrot was destroyed by the VCs, yeah?
I ain't saying anything, bro. But basically, what I will say is that when the ecosystem contributors unlock started in November, December last year, shit has fucking gone downwards.
Exactly. This is my point. So if the meme is for the community, to the believers, to us holders, we will control the floor. So if we're giving it to the asset holders, the people, you know, like the Carrot holders, the people who are staking, people who own Hoolies, we will be holding it up instead of these VCs unlocks just crashing it because they don't give a fuck about the project, when we want to see a multi-billion-dollar coin.
Yeah, I just would I would temper those expectations a bit, though, Petty. It's pretty hard to get multi-billion-dollar coin in this market with meme coins right now, man. Just to not give any kind of.
But still,
the attitude is the same, right? Yeah.
But you think about it, you got top holders like, say, me, Pablo, and Bullish Moon, people like him up there. He's going to have a big allocation, He won't be dumping it for peanuts. You know, like people like dickheads like Rico, who fucking keeps rap-eefing off, pissing NFTs, lowering our floor. Kick that motherfucker out of our community.
Whoa. All right, Petty. We've got to be somewhat respectful in here, man. I appreciate the energy, brother. But yeah, man, no name calling. I don't know who you're talking about, by the way, but
I apologize.
All right, no worries, bro. I know you're animated. I know you know you to your benefit, Petty. Like, you know, you are energetic. You're speaking from your chest. You're speaking what you believe. Appreciate that, man. So, like, anybody who is, we definitely appreciate that. But let's not shit on anyone. But yeah, I get it. You get what what the studio was trying to do here. But unless we have like a groundswell movement of everybody who does and kind of want to go in that direction, I know people were loving the content, right? And that's kind of one of the kind of things with Hooli is like Hooli's an animal. Likes content, likes taking the piss out of people. He's very he is that Web3 degen kind of character, right? That could resonate with a completely different community that we've not necessarily tapped into. So that was the kind of intention around that. Whereas like the game and Carrot is all utility based. It's all very serious. It's all kind of like building this whole wider kind of entertainment ecosystem. And that still goes on. So it never really kind of took away from anything. But at the same time, like it'd be stupid for the studio to not listen to the community and the people who've kind of, been with us. Some of us from day one and some of us who joined later. Like, we do have to consider everybody in this as well. But I just wanted to touch on that because I know it's probably on some of your minds. I know people feel strongly about it on both sides, but also like, what was the intention for that? Why, when, why not? And, like how it was supposed to be used for not only kind of content related activations, but also to drive people and fresh blood into what we're doing here. Because like, Hooli is a fucking character, right? We all love Hooli, no matter who we speak to, whether they're holders of MPH or not, any of these big influencers, KOLs, they all fucking love Hooli. They all love Hooli's content. They all tune in. They might not fucking retweet it, they might not comment on it, they might not always like it, but they definitely tune in and love Hooli. So like we know we've got something really special with Hooli as a character, as an IP, and that's why kind of bringing back to what I was talking about earlier is we need to release Hooli into the Web 2 world as well as like a South Parky kind of character because it definitely has that appeal. So like, with Beto and the guys doing all the good stuff on TikTok right now, really showing that we can get a fucking ton more views and engagement on TikTok over the likes of an X with just gaming content and just, mini games that, Beto and his team are putting together, with that one video getting 1.6 million views, which is incredible, right? And that's without any KOLs, any influencers or any of that shit. We know and we should be positioning Hooli to do a similar takeover with just satirical content, timely, social.
Yeah, just really focus on that vertical and letting Hooli and potentially, the Hooli token kind of have its own additional ecosystem that could then funnel new blood into the game, into the overall ecosystem.
Yeah, token or not, no. Token or not, it's the character in itself, and that I think is something that really kind of helped Pudgies because Pudgies resonated with people beyond Web3.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
They're GIFs or whatever you want to call them. Billions
and
of
just
impressions.
Considering the strengths of the studio and also of the character Hooli, we do feel like there's an untapped resource there that we can probably expand on in order to just create more market awareness and funnel people into the game and such. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anyway, getting back to listening, I just want to touch on that because I know otherwise it's an elephant in the room, right? Getting back to listening. What else, guys and gals? What else do you want to see? What don't you like? What don't you like about? Did you support Hooli? Did you not support Hooli? What else do you want to see in terms of comms, transparency? Keep talking to us.
Sky up there, I got a question.
And like I say before, like K mods, any of you guys who are seeing stuff come up and want to bring it to the table, let's bring it.
There's some questions in a chat I can ask.
Right.
One is when is Mac or console launched ETA?
Oh, one second.
Mac or console launched ETA and also where Colin Brady. Those are two.
All right, cool. All right, that's fine. All right, let me start with the console launch. So I believe and you can touch on this with the game team tomorrow in the Game and Jam, so I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I believe we're looking for our first official launch. Is it Q1 next year?
So it's looking like it.
That's what it's looking like right now. So that's that. But ask them tomorrow. I don't want to say anything I'm not allowed to say. All right. And as for Colin Brady, Colin, love Colin. Got a lot of respect for him. Always been good to me. Yeah. Colin's one of the co-founders of AMGI Studios, as you all know. He's not been around day to day for a while now. I wasn't around at the studio at the time that he's not been around from. I was back in the UK then. a lot of us got a love for Colin, enthusiastic, passionate, and actually sad to see him not around right now. Nevertheless, everything's cracking on as usual. I understand that, you guys are all aware he's not been around for some while as well. You've not seen him on here. You've not heard from him. I understand some of these kind of situations can have some sensitivities around it, but I don't have any other particular kind of lines of communication on that front. But he's not been around for some while right now. But much love to Colin, and I hope he's all good. But that's all I've got from you on that. Obviously, I'm not a decision maker. I'm not a founder. I'll just get the information I've got and try to share it and just take stuff back. So I will. If there's anything else you're expecting on that in terms of comms, do let me know, and I can take that back to the team. But that's all I can say on that particular matter. But what else do we have?
Can I just say something, please?
Go for it, brother.
Right. Can you all hear me?
Yes, brother.
Right.
This is the Petty Show today.
Yeah. But listen, when I'm in the game inventory, like you select all your inventory items together to make up your hoolie. Can't we as NFT holders see our NFT as it is like on OpenSea and click it to select our NFT?
That's a great question.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something that I don't want to speak for the game team, but I know that has been discussed. So what, Petty, we can circle back on this. This has definitely been something that has been discussed, and I think
that was discussed a long time ago, man.
But that said, that has definitely been in the works, but I also don't want to speak out of turn on that.
All right, cool.
We know that that's something that.
I mean, it makes absolute sense. I thought, yeah. All right, thanks, Petty. Anything else? Any of the other any other questions I missed? I'm just checking on it now. 1 sec. Let me jump in. Is infrastructure competition competitor like IMX? What's swagger? I'm just looking here. Console launch. Calling someone else. Infrastructure studio chain. What does it target? Gaming projects more than that. All right, yeah. So, question from Wet Swagger 98. I like the name. Is it infrastructure of studio chain? Who does it target? Gaming projects more than that? Is it competitor layer 2 blockchains like IMX? It is a layer 2 blockchain, but it does target more than gaming. From what we all know, it's gaming, AI, and entertainment. And hence the name Studio Chain, right? So it's kind of, it's more on the entertainment side. Gaming being an entertainment product, but in the entertainment world, there's a lot more than just games.
And getting into Q1 of next year, there's going to be more. There's going to be more sharing of information around the AI components as well.
Oh yeah, shit! I didn't. Whilst we're talking about AI,
we are still
the studios. The studio. I'm going to tell you something though, whether Wes likes it or not. Studio is currently shooting a commercial with one partner you're probably not too aware of, but one partner that you definitely are aware of. That is not in the Web3 space, but is a major. Anyway, so shooting a commercial for some of the AI stuff that's been going on. Hopefully, I have a demo or the commercial to show you soon. I expect there will be some form of press release around that as well, but. It is
into Q1. We're gonna. I'm really excited that information.
It is in the AI agentic commerce space, and I believe it's something that we've not seen anybody demonstrate as of yet. So hopefully we get it out there first, and hopefully that's another thing our community and team could be really kind of proud of. So yeah, looking forward to see that. That's the only bit of alpha I can give you on that side.
Yeah, but going back to that question, the entertainment and AI is something that we do feel that we can particularly be effective in the leveraging of Studio Chain. So it's something I'm frankly really excited to be working on.
Yeah, crypto NFT, mate. Yeah, I've just jumped over. Yeah, Becky, I've jumped over your comment of bro is talking shit. Holy, I don't know what that means, but all right, cool. I'll take that as a compliment.
He's talking about Petty.
All right. I'll take it. I'll take it as a compliment, bro. Anyway, crypto NFT.
I took it as well. The same.
All right, cool. I think mainly is just Anyway, the crypto NFT mate. Great to hear some familiar voices. Miss you guys. Missed you too, brother. Lot of love for you, NFT maniac, and everything you've done to help us on the soundtrack side as well.
Very much.
I apologize that you won't hear my lovely voice this time. I'm at work incognito. I think we need a successful proof of concept like buying and selling NFT. All right, that's coming.
Yeah.
Madcap Snacks. Buying and selling NFT items on Studio Chain and using game. Will the on-chain ninja skin be look like that?
Yeah. Can confirm that is coming, and we are working extremely hard on it right now.
There you go. So we're going to look after you there. Today on TikTok, even cooler than the views, heart jumped when somebody tagged like 5 of their friends on our post, said they low-key got to try the game. All right, there you go. So it does work. It does work. So yeah. All right, still got maybe like 8 minutes left here, so let's start jamming on some more stuff. Anything else? Any other suggestions, ideas, considerations, frustrations? Bring them to the table. We're here to listen. I'm 2 pages of notes deep. I can go more than that. I've got at least 10 pages empty in front of me, so let's go.
I just wanted to say that I love the transition to the more PvE aspect. I don't know. I played a lot of MPH back in the day, and just fighting people like Lord Victor, kind of gets defeating after a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hopped on with this October street cred grind, and dude, now every day my daughter's like, "Can we play the bunny game? Can we play the bunny game?"
Man. So glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Seriously, that really means a lot to us. I'm really glad.
That's heartwarming, man.
We lovingly refer to the like in the studio to the Lord Victor effect of just knowing that like if you just get murked automatically by getting the game. So we figured like, okay, over time we're like we got to build some other on ramps and ways in things for people to do so they can kind of level up to then maybe be competitive against them.
Yes, Becky, we know Lord Victor's not here anymore. So I guess the lobbies are a bit easier now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Grand Rising, Santa remember Dylan. Okay, yes, Dylan. Anything we can do for your daughter, brother?
Seriously.
Let me know, man. DM's open. In fact, I'm gonna force you. I'm gonna force you to get to do something for your daughter. There
really appreciate that feedback, though. That feels good. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
please.
Of course. Thank you
I
guys.
don't know how old your daughter is, like what she's into, but let us know, please.
No, yeah, dude. I made my character all cool, and she's like, "We got to change this bunny." She put like a pink shirt on him, pink fur. She loves it, man.
All right, cool. So one sec, man. I'm making
Very
a note. Dylan, daughter, getting looked after. All right. Okay, cool. A few more minutes left. Anyone else? What we got from Madcaps? Gear to the NFT pool. Any plans on adding the early access founder gear to the NFT pool? I want first one to buy someone's golden unwearable on chain. Do you get what that means?
He wants
any plans on adding?
They're not available yet.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There are some complications around that shit, but that has also been a point of like a lot of discussion, just because of the way that they were given out on Epic Games. But that is something that is definitely in the works. I don't want to speak too much because I know that there are some details that have still to be worked out. But that has been a target for us. So
I second that, man. We should definitely try and make that happen. Yeah. So I think the complication there is the game at that point was on EOS, right?
That's exactly right.
And now
so
it's on
particular assets are also on.
Now it's on PlayFab.
Yeah.
Okay, so those assets are on EOS. Now the game's on PlayFab, so it's about kind of linking that together.
Let us circle back to that. Is something that over time, especially as we've gotten more independent, and also now looking at the items going up on the studio chain, there might be new avenues for us to consider those assets. That has been something that we've wanted to do.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Got a few minutes left. If not, then I'd just say, just keep the conversation going, guys. Like, you might not think we're looking at comments. You might not think we're looking at Discord. We are. Sometimes it's scary to look in Discord. I ain't gonna lie. Like sometimes you'll look in Discord and you'll be like, "Fuck," you started the day off like fucking ready to go, and you're like fucking down as fuck. So like you just like. Take that into consideration as well. Like, there ain't no fucking nobody's out here to fucking fuck anyone over or try and do anything stupid to the community. It's
really
like
hard to try to build something that's valuable.
and like we all have emotions as well, man. And sometimes some of these words fucking hurt. I'll be honest with you. As vulnerable as that makes me sound, I'm supposed to be some big hard British governor dude. I'm still a fucking human, and so is Wes, so is the rest of the team, and like, you know, we definitely want to do our best by the community. So yeah, just keep the conversation going, keep comments, keep on engaging. We definitely want to do some more evergreen content with Hooli, and you know, let's continue the conversation, guys. And I'm glad. I think we had a productive conversation.
I feel like we say this a lot, but just just to remind you guys as well. I mean, for so many of us, maybe to some of the newer people, but then also specifically for so many of us that have been here since the beginning or the early days, guys. Just to have gone on this journey together and to have people here that care enough to be involved with us and to be doing this with us, it is so incredibly humbling. And we're just, I mean, through high highs and low lows, but the truth is, guys, like we're fucking here and we're going to keep on building, and we just really deeply appreciate you guys. The fact that you all care enough to say something and to show up and to be here and to share your thoughts, like, it really does mean a lot to us, and it's not lost on us.
Even in the most difficult of times.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so with that, I guess it's Hooli Who for today.
Oh, wait.
Tomorrow. One sec.
Tomorrow. Take a look at the chat.
I was about to say that, Beto, man. I was about to say
the event into the chats. We're gonna go absolutely crazy like hooligans tomorrow. It's gonna be the first ever Play with the Devs session where we actually go and do funny, goofy stuff. This is not about Lord Victor gameplay. This is about having fun together. So be there tomorrow. It's gonna be unique.
Yeah, and you're going down. Just FYI.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. I'll try jump in as well. I'll try jump in.
Studio Chain.
I'll at least be in the VC. Hold me to that.
Studio Chain developer tools. I remember something.
Yeah.
When is that we're gonna release, or any plans on that?
What's the number line soon? So yeah, that should be. I think they're already probably ready to go. It's just not been communicated.
There's a couple things. Yeah. We're still maybe. I don't want to say it just because I don't want my devs to get super upset with me about. Yeah, but generally speaking, this is something that we are also absolutely working on, and we want to get out to you. I think there's a lot of documentation that still needs to go into it. I'd say Q1 we could start to maybe like drip some stuff out, but right now there's a lot of work that is definitely going into those, and we want people to start to build shit. Like, we've got this shiny new blockchain. Let's fucking use it.
Not just meme coins either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry, can't give you a date on that, but it's happening. Thank you, Floki.
Nice.
I just say something.
Of course you can, Petty. Go for it, bro.
I just want to say that I just think this is the best team in the whole space.
Wow. Thank you.
That means
at least
so much to us.
At least you do, Petty.
Thank you.
At least you do. Petty's a new governor.
It's not, it's none of this is easy, but I mean, every day I think, especially when I walk the floor and I see what it is that we're building on the game side, on all of the fact that we were able to get Studio Chain up and all this integration happening. It all takes a lot longer than we anticipate, but goddamn, just keep showing up and keep building stuff. It's kind of crazy what output can be created.
Yeah, so. And I'm open to do more stuff like this, man. If this is how it runs, you guys are inputting. We're having a general kind of conversation. Tapping into things. I like this. There's absolutely nothing but positive stuff that can come out of it.
Guys, thank you.
Yes. All right then. I guess with that, then it's a Hooli Who. Thank you everybody who joined. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, Discord again. Clubhouse VC. We're doing a game with the devs. I'll probably jump in as well just for a chat. So see you then. Take it easy, Hooli Who.
Hooli Who. Love you all.
Never gonna give.
Victor.